William was a new addition this year on our soccer team. I got a call from John Ruddy at the rec department. He said, I got 2 players that are looking for a team. They want to join Adrenaline. And when he said their names, I knew who both of them were, and we were really pleased to pick these guys up on our team, and we hope they stay with us for a long time. William was a dominant force for us. I think he played most of the year injured, be it one part of his body or the other, but I could always count on William to give 120+% every time he stepped on the field. So I knew that he had that middle of that field locked down for us. So he was a great addition for us this year. We want to congratulate him for his efforts. These are what the trophies look like, by the way, guys. Okay. Pretty neat, something different. All right, so thanks, man. All right, appreciate that. Or just maybe a second season or so in, you may have heard this before, but the core group of this team, some of the certain players on this team have played together. This is our 7th year playing together. Timothy is one of those, put that up, Timothy is one of those kids who's been with us since we started at 4 years old. You're almost 4. But Timothy is always gives it his always on the soccer field. Every soccer coach in the league fears his throw-in, among other things on the field. But Timothy's just a great player, and we appreciate all of his efforts. So thank you, Timothy. So Michael was the other pickup that we had this year. He was the other part of that equation when I got that phone call early in the year to come on board. The 2 scrappiest, hardest playing, meanest kids I got on the team are the 2 smallest kids. And Michael's one of them. If we had a player on the other team that we need to shut down, Michael was who we put on that player. He did everything we asked him to do. He was a great addition to our team. We appreciate all his efforts this year. Thanks, man. Since I've been doing this, I've never had to tell a player, I need you just to bring it down a notch. It's normally the other way around. I need you to step it up. I never had to tell a player I need to sort of dial it back a notch. But Holt's one of those players. He would give it his all. You know, without him in that penalty box, shutting that spot down for us, you know, Christian would have had a lot more shots on goal this year. So we appreciate the position Holt plays. And we thank him for that, and thank you for a great season. All right? Thank you. Yeah, please. I told you I was going to talk about some stats. One of the main stats I want to talk about is the number of goals scored this year. A couple of seasons ago, Haciel was given it 110%, but it was just that close to being there, just wasn't quite clicking for him. And I remember talking to him, I remember talking to his dad and said, he's almost there, man. The light switch is going to go off soon. And last season in indoor soccer, it went off. And this year in outdoor soccer, he went off. He was our 2nd leading goal scorer with 10 goals this season. You know, his heart is just enormous, and he shows it when he steps on the soccer field. So we appreciate all his efforts. We definitely appreciate those 10 goals, and we thank you, buddy. Good job. Drew, this is Drew's 2nd soccer season with us this year. The one thing about Drew I always could depend on is that effort. He would give 110% when he stepped on the field, and he always did whatever I asked him to do. Most of our players are sort of position players. They play the same position. Drew, I need you to go here and cover this spot. Drew would do it. Drew, I need you to go here and cover this spot. Drew would do it. So he is a great addition to our team. We appreciate having him on the team, and thank you for your efforts this year, buddy. Good job. Haciel and Fernando are cousins, right? They're right. So the 3 of those guys have been playing soccer for a long time. Antonio this year thought about maybe not playing, maybe taking a season off, but he decided to come out, and we appreciate having him out. He filled some important roles for us this year. And this year, it's always great as a coach to see a player sort of really come into a certain role. And for Antonio this year, it was on defense for us. His game just elevated a lot. I knew I could count on him for shutting people down on his side of the field. And we appreciate all your efforts this year. And a good season, man. Thank you. Good job. Maybe not quite 7 years, but maybe 6 or so. It's been a while. The goalkeeper spot is a position that not a lot of people want to play. And Christian has taken that position on willingly. We haven't had to force him into that goal. And he's done just a fantastic job. A couple of seasons ago, we got a lot of shots on us. Our defense slowed us down some. And Christian got shot on a lot. His head was down. Told him it wasn't his fault. Keep his head up, and his day would come. And Christian just had a great season this season. I know we had a number of penalty kicks. That it's just tough to stop, and Christian, I think, stopped 3 out of 4 maybe, or something like that. So Christian does a great job in the goal, and we appreciate all his efforts and the enthusiasm that he brings to us. So thank you, man. Good job. People had a season off or something. Fernando last year tried 110% every time he stepped on the field. But he really struggled putting the ball in the goal. Fernando's our main striker, our go-to guy, and last year he had a tough time finding the goal. It wasn't for a lack of effort or trying. And Stoney and I talked at times, said, man, we really need Fernando up there. You know, he's trying hard, something's going to give. And Fernando showed up this year. He came back and came back strong. Fernando was, I feel certain, the leading goal scorer not only on our team but in the division, with 12 goals this year scored, and a lot more that probably hit bars and were very close. Fernando was a big asset for us on offense, and we appreciate his efforts, so we thank him. Bringing a metal pole to give to Alex for the amount of times that he hit the pole this year, taking shots on goal. Xander on that right side was just firing the ball at goal, and he didn't score any goals this year, but I want to make sure that I recognize him for his efforts, because a lot of those balls that hit the post, Fernando or Haciel knocked him in. And if he didn't hit the post, he was crossing it, and he was really coming to his role on that side, taking it down in the corner, setting up that cross, and getting our guys up top in position to score. He had, I think, one of his best seasons so far, and I've known Alex since he was about 6 months old, and it's just a pleasure not only to know him personally, but to have him on our soccer team. So thanks, man. Appreciate it. For a long time. So, Henry, a lot of times when we were riding to the soccer field, I would intentionally try to make Henry mad, because Henry's game elevates so much when he would get mad. But Henry started the year off on a great note. He scored 2 goals for us in the first game of the season. And I know when Henry comes to the soccer field that I'm going to have some aggressive play in the middle of the field, which is important to us. And Henry just brings a lot to us. And great soccer player, great kid, and a great son. So there you go. Stoney's always one, you saw he put his trophy over here in the corner. He's always one, he doesn't like to be in the spotlight, he doesn't have to be in the limelight, but these kids' skill level is where they are, not because of me. It's because of Stoney and what he brings to our team and our practice. His soccer knowledge and just enthusiasm for the game shows in all these kids. I'm more of the administrative person behind the scene. Stoney's the guy that's got these kids to where they are. He's one of the most passionate, caring, great guys that I know, and I want to make sure we recognize him for his efforts out there. So thanks, man. Hey,
we took almost, about 6 years, almost 7 years together. We've also enjoyed our company being on the same team. I am so proud of this team, and one of the reasons why we're here and basically these kids are playing the way they are is not just because of me, but because of Rafa. I don't know if you know Rafa or not in terms of his soccer skills, but that great big trophy that we had in our picture and everything is Rafa's team, and he's still playing at this age. So hopefully one day we'll get to watch him play or something as a team. But I want to let you all know that Kevin and I understand how much of a time commitment it is to coach a team. It's a big chore. There's a lot of responsibility. Rafa's out there all the time. The stat book that he found on the internet with the iPad is phenomenal. You know, I don't know if Kevin sent out those emails describing it. It's fantastic, and he brings so much to this team. And Rafa, we're really, really lucky to have you part of our team, and thank you for being a coach this year. He's a fantastic person. He's a good friend. We've known each other for a long, long time. He's the most passionate guy I've ever met, and I've met a lot of people, and you guys know that. He loves your kids. He loves to see them succeed, and he's a fantastic coach, and I'm really proud to say that he's my friend. We've known each other for quite some time, and I got to tell you guys are lucky to have a coach like this because he very, very much cares about you all, and he wants to see you succeed. So Kevin, we thank you very much for all the time you put in for us. Thank you.